Hi, I'm Tony Shepherd, and I'm driving to South London today to meet one of Northern Ireland's greatest exports. He planned on becoming a French teacher, but instead turned his attentions to acting, and in 2002 was named 4th sexiest man in Ireland. I am, of course, meeting James Nesbitt. Mr. Nesbitt, good to see you, sir.
You too?
How you doing?
I'm very cool.
It's not a great day, is it? Horrible. Well, James, thank you very much indeed for spending some time with us today.
Pleasure.
Going for a little spin around your manor, your bit of town, South London, in Dulwich. What attracted you particularly to this bit of London?
Well, I'd always lived in North London. I went to drama school up at Central Drama School in Swiss Cottage in North London, and then I lived with an actor. Remember Jerome Flynn, Robson and Jerome? I lived with Jerome for years in Hackney. But we got married about 83 years ago, feels like, 12 years ago, and we wanted a house with a garden, and we didn't have much money at the time, and North London was just very pricey, and I think Sonia, my wife, had heard about East Dulwich, so we came down here one day and loved it.
Take us back to the beginning, because originally you were going to, I think, become a teacher, weren't you?
Yeah, well, I'm from a very small country rural area called just outside Bruxane in County Antrim. And my father was the primary school headmaster, and he was great. I mean, a lot of people think it must have been a nightmare having a dad as a teacher, but it was he was a brilliant teacher, and it was like just a big family. But my three older sisters were all teachers, and it just seemed that because they followed my dad into it, which shows how good a teacher he was in a way. I thought I would do it, and I started a French degree. I'm just laughing, it just seems so long ago, and it seems laughable me doing a French degree. But I packed it in because I knew I wasn't going to be the teacher that my dad was, I think, So I packed it in, and Mum and Dad freaked out. My mother didn't talk to me for about 2 months, so it had its bonuses. And they said, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "Actor." And I'd done a bit of acting, but I hadn't really thought about it seriously.
When did you first come over to England from Northern Ireland?
I came in '85 to Central Drama School. So I was about 20 when I came, as opposed to like 18. So I felt a little bit older. But then, of course, Northern Ireland is a lot more. We're a bit more backward there. I thought I was God's gift to everything when I came, but I was very surprised when I kind of heard some of the conversations that people were coming out with at drama school, and I realised that I was actually quite a little green boy,
It's been an early start, so James takes us to one of his favourite haunts for a coffee.
People back home and stuff say, "Oh God, living in London must be a nightmare and far too busy and all that." But here we've got the most gorgeous part right in the middle of London, and so now it's somewhere I'm very close to.
Oh, you seem a very down-to-earth guy. Very.
Well, you haven't met my mother. She doesn't allow me to be anything else.
That's good. A lot of time for your friends and your social life. Is that quite important to you?
I'm very aware how lucky I am. I learned quite early on in my career that when I did a film and then I thought I was God's gift and I didn't work for a while. Everyone's expendable. Every actor's expendable, and I'm incredibly lucky. So, when I was at drama school, my friends really looked after me. I was quite broke, really, and they supported me, and so now I'm in a position to maybe take them to the odd thing or whatever. My family, of course, are important to me, and it's quite an odd dual existence you live as an actor. If you're lucky enough to be successful, it can be difficult, being away. But I'm very happy.
So, time to hit the road again. James has got somewhere to be. There's no rest for the wicked. Were there any strange jobs that you did either whilst at drama school or early on?
Well, I've always worked. When I was a teenager, because I always wanted to have money, and I did everything. I used to call bingo in Portrush, my seaside town I used to live near, and I was head of stationery one time in the White House. I worked in a textbook factory, packing textbooks. But when I was at drama school, I used to just work in the office, actually. Used to send out prospectuses to people who were applying to go to drama school. I used to get some really just ridiculously gushy kind of letters of application. So instead of sending them a prospectus, I used to send them a menu from the canteen. Terrible, really. It was probably their life's dream to go to drama school. And they were coming up against an idiot like me. I've had a few acting jobs that I wouldn't necessarily want to revisit, I think. But all of us have had that, it's you just feel so lucky to get work, man.
What do you think was the point? What was your biggest break, would you say?
Unquestionably, you know, in terms of public perception, Cold Feet was probably the big thing, you know.
What do you think gave that show, and still to this day, you know, it's still really popular, just made it what it was? What was the single thing, do you think?
Me, I think. No, I don't know. I think it was just of its time, but I also think that we weren't all like drop dead gorgeous. Far from it, you know. I mean, if I was the best looking one of the three men, there's obviously something wrong, you know.
Yeah, but saying that, you were voted fourth sexiest in Ireland in 2002.
Fourth in Ireland? Who was ahead of me? My dad and Eamon Holmes. Fourth in Ireland's hardly much.
Well, you know, it's up there. It's an accolade.
But no, I think the characters were just really believable, and people in the way that the characters in the show grew up together. Also, the audience's relationship grew up with the actor, with those characters, and you know, and it really became, I think. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm very aware it's only a television show. You know, nothing changes the world. I mean, but you know, I think it became sort of like appointment television, that people wanted to find out what was happening, and you know, and we didn't do too much of it. It just lasted the right length of time. I think some episodes were very flawed. But I think overall it was good. You know, and I'm very proud to have been part of it.
And the relationships that you